The national anthem of Antigua was played by Jaffon Bartley and the Royal Police Force of Antigua and Barbuda.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Live from Government House Antigua, the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and ABS Television presents the 2022 Caribbean Media Awards.
His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams, Governor General of Antigua and Barbuda. Just making sure that all the dignitaries are there. Honorable Melford Nicholas, Minister for Information and Communications Technologies, Utilities and Energy. Mrs. Ella Drummond Hoyas, Chair of the Caribbean Media Corporation and Consul of Jamaica to Barbados. Dr. Colin Young, Executive Director of the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, or 5Cs. Professor Vibert Cambridge, Professor Emeritus, University of Ohio. Ms. Madeline Noland, President of the Advanced Television Standards Committee. Mr. Christian Porter, Chief Executive Officer of the Public Media Alliance. Mrs. Noreen Hoyt, widow of Mr. Harold Hoyt. Dr. Claire Grant, President of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. Ms. Sonia Gill, Secretary General of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. Mrs. Erna Mae Brathwaite, MBE, Chair of the Local Organizing Committee for the 54th CBU Annual General Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm Antiguan good evening to you. Especially warm.
Now, over the course of the next couple of hours, we will recognize the best in the region in media, specifically radio, print, digital, and television. Producing high-quality work in media has not been an easy task for the many networks and production houses that do so. However, despite challenges, regional media continues to strive for excellence, upholding the responsibility of being a pillar of democracy, while also managing to entertain, educate, and even inspire, as you will see this evening.
Media is indeed powerful, Patrice.
Indeed.
Coming up first, we will be recognizing excellence in the Theme Awards print category, beginning with a focus on climate change. And to get us started, we invite Dr. Colin Young, first up to the crease, the Executive Director of the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, or 5Cs, the implementing partner of the Intra-ACP EU GCCA Plus project, Enhancing Climate Resilience in CARIFORUM countries, the official sponsor of the climate change themed categories of this evening's awards. Please welcome Dr. Colin Young.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With protocol having been established, I would, however, like to take this special opportunity to thank and recognize the Governor General of Antigua and Barbuda, His Excellency Rodney Williams and Lady Williams, for graciously hosting us for this award ceremony and for the exceptional hospitality afforded to us. Thank you, sir. I also want to recognize Honorable Stedroy Benjamin, the Acting Prime Minister and Attorney General of the Government of Antigua and Barbuda, and Honorable Melford Nicholas, the Minister of ICT, Public Utilities and Energy. Tonight is a cause for celebration. It is a night to celebrate the inaugural Climate Change Theme Awards that was made possible through the EU GCCA project and the strong partnership between the 5Cs and the CBU. Most importantly, however, it is a night to celebrate all of the awardees from across the CARIFORUM region. Ladies and gentlemen, climate change is the defining issue of our time. Prime Minister Brown of Antigua and Barbuda had said, and I quote, "The harmful effects of climate change are growing, and the cost of mitigation and recovery is being counted in human lives and livelihoods. We are literally teetering on the edge of despair." End of quote. Prime Minister Briceño of Belize also said, and I quote, "Climate change is the greatest challenge to humanity, devastating in its impacts on every aspect of our lives, especially on those most vulnerable." End quote. Prime Minister Skerrit of Dominica, in his remarkable speech at the United Nations days after surviving one of the strongest hurricanes on record in 2017, gave us a chilling account of what climate change can do to an entire country when he said at the time, and I quote, "We as a country and as a region did not start this war against nature. We did not provoke it. The war has come to us. Today, 72,000 Dominicans lie on the front line in a war they did not choose, with extensive casualties from a war they did not want, nor did they start. We dug graves today in Dominica. Our homes are flattened, our buildings roofless, our water pipes smashed and our road infrastructure destroyed. Our hospital is without power and schools have disappeared beneath the rubble. Our crops are uprooted. Where there was green, there is now only dust and dirt. The desolation is beyond imagination." This end of quote. Beside this reality, however, there is a significant knowledge gap on climate change that exists in the region. Even though the majority of our people have heard the term climate change, large segments of our population lack knowledge of climate change and its impacts, and even more lack information on what they can do to mitigate its effects. This is why celebrating the Climate Team Awards tonight, the first for the 5Cs CBU partnership, is such a big deal for us. We are so pleased that media personnel from across the region answered the call. You are indispensable to building awareness of climate change and in highlighting impacts and showcasing solutions. You must continue to tell your stories, stories by us, for us, but also for the world. You must tell stories that appeal to our emotions, but also to our reasoning. Stories that share the inconvenient truth that we are paying for the effects of climate change in lives and livelihoods. Stories that will appeal to the moral conscience of those who are most responsible for this climate injustice, so that they can act and do more faster, because lives and livelihoods literally depend on it. You must also tell stories that highlight our Caribbean ingenuity and innovation and Caribbean resilience, as those in Dominica and as those in Barbuda, and in finding solutions that building resilience to the effects of climate change. We also need stories of hope, however, even if they occur in a sea of despair. Prime Minister Gonzalez of St. Vincent and the Grenadines uses the word respair, R-E-S-P-A-I-R, the opposite of despair. It means renewed or fresh hope, and it describes, for example, when one recovers from a period of anguish and helplessness. In the face of this existential crisis caused by climate change, we need now more than ever respair. You must seek out stories, media personnel, of fresh hope and tell them and show them. I hope that this will be the first of a long and mutually beneficial partnership with the CBU, and that we can ensure that these Climate Team Awards become a permanent fixture on these award ceremonies. In the climate awareness session yesterday with media personnel that we hosted, I told them that we must nationalize, regionalize, and internationalize our lived experiences and our lived climate realities if we are to create the momentum and the change we want to see from those who are most responsible. On this stage tonight, at this award ceremony, with the support, professionalism, and excellence of the CBU, we have regionalized these stories. We must continue the work to now internationalize them. To the awardees here tonight, know that your stories are powerful. Know that your stories are impactful. Never doubt the role of your stories in effecting change. Congratulations to all of you, and we hope that these awards will only deepen your resolve and your commitment to do even more in pursuit of excellence. To my 5Cs team, and Tekla Fontenade in particular, who has been the driver behind this initiative, thank you for your hard work. And especially to the CBU and their entire team, please accept our heartfelt congratulations and thank you for your hard work and for exceeding our expectations. Thank you.
In a way, it is fitting that the man who is leading the climate change fight in the region should be sweating tonight. Thank you so much, Dr. Colin Young, for being in the hot seat. And we ask that you remain on stage with us, by the way, Dr. Colin Young, because you actually disappeared so quickly. I think you were so eager to leave the heat. So we'll ask Dr. Colin Young to return to the stage to present our first two awards for this evening. This category, Theme Awards Print, and our first award, Best Climate Change News Item Print. Your nominees are Jamaica Observer. There were big victories from COP27, punching above its weight. Water woes pose crucial challenges for farming.
RJR Gleaner Communications Group. Japanese city more climate resilient, data conscious after disaster. Japan's water recycling technology could lessen scarcity impact. Fraser Binns wants regulations to make buildings climate smart. Canadian HC urges more youth involvement in agro industries.
Starbrook News. Solar power leads energy transition pathway amidst Guyana's oil boom.
Guardian Media. Antigua and Barbuda moving into the blue economy. Backlog of undecided issues forces COP27 extension. Loss and damage. Center stage at COP27. Minister. More work needs to be done. Where next for energy workers? We've got a special mention in this category. Starbrook News, Guyana. Producer David Nathaniel Papana. Solar power leads energy transition pathway amidst Guyana's oil boom.
Great special mention. And the winner of Best Climate Change News Item Print is Guardian Media, Trinidad and Tobago, producer Kalain Hussein, Antigua and Barbuda moving into the blue economy. Please welcome Guardian Media representative. We're looking for that representative who is coming as we speak. Again, another round of applause as he comes on stage. Guardian Media, Trinidad and Tobago, producer Kalain Hussein for Antigua Barbuda moving into the blue economy.
Our next category this evening, Best Climate Change Investigative Report Print, also sponsored by the Intra-ACP EU GCCA Plus project, enhancing climate resilience in CARIFORUM countries. And in this category, we go straight to our winner.
Scriffy Foundation, Paramaribo versus water, the effects of climate change on Paramaribo. Let's welcome, a round of applause please, Paramaribo versus water, the effects of climate change on Paramaribo. So in the absence of the representative of the Scriffy Foundation, we ask that the ever-present, the Venerable SG, Secretary General of the CBU, Sonia Gill, to join us to collect the award. A round of applause, please. Let's thank Dr. Colin Young for, of course, joining us to present the first two awards this evening. We now invite Mr. Steve Maxime, member of the CMA 2022 judging panel, to present our next award. Please welcome Mr. Steve Maxime. And thank you so much for joining us. The next category, coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic, print. Your nominees are Jamaica Observer, Fourth Wave Stress.
RJR Gleaner Communications Group, To Mask or Not, Critically Ill, Everywhere You Turn, Makajukyu, 24-Hour Blues, Young Gymnast Back at Peace After Bout with Depression.
CCN Trinidad Express, the impact of COVID-19 on children's mental health.
Guardian Media, December 2021, deadliest most infection for TNT. TNT enters third year of COVID-19. TNT crosses 3,000 deaths from COVID-19. The winner for coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic, print. Guardian Media, Trinidad and Tobago. TNT crosses 3,000 COVID-19 deaths. Producer, Kalain Hossein. Please welcome Guardian Media to the stage.
For his second coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be sorting out that. We'll ask that they stay on stage for the photo op. We will get it sorted. There you go. We ask that, of course, you keep your applause coming, ladies and gentlemen, because Guardian Media, of course, are getting the first awards here, and this is for coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic, print. And this is, of course, TNT crosses 3,000 COVID-19 deaths. Producer Kalain Hussein. So good we had to keep you in suspense.
We now invite Ms. Mauricia James, Assistant Vice President, Eastern Caribbean Operations and Branch Manager of Antigua, Sagicor Life, to the stage. Sagicor, the official sponsor of our next two awards. First up, Financial Literacy Print.
Let's stay with the theme of print, because as we welcome Ms. Mauricia James, Assistant Vice President, Eastern Caribbean Operations and Branch Manager, Antigua Sagicor Life, she joins us on stage. Your nominees are Jamaica Observer, Crashing the Economy, Termite Invasion.
RJR Gleaner Communications Group, Webby, Diaspora of Strategic Importance to Jamaica. I Want Back My Money. Clark Under Pressure to Reconsider Fuel Tax. And the winner, Financial Literacy Print. RJR Gleaner Communications Group, producer Andre Williams and Kimon Francis. Webby, Diaspora of Strategic Importance to Jamaica.
We invite, of course, representative, and most likely I thought Madam President would have come to the stage, but she's delegated the responsibility. course, this is the Financial Literacy Print, RJR Communications Group, producer Andre Williams and Kimon Francis. Webby, Diaspora of Strategic Importance to Jamaica. Congratulations indeed. We'll ask our presenter, of course, to stay on stage for the next award. This is Health Education Print, also sponsored by Sagicor. Your nominees are Jamaica Observer, Prescription Fraud Galore, Dangerous Drink, Painful Lessons, Painful.
CCN Trinidad Express, Prevention is Key, Understanding Epilepsy.
RJR Gleaner Communications Group, Heartbreaking, Shock Death for Mona High Teen, Suicide Alarm After Men Leap from Buildings, Time Running Out, Standard Crisis Driving Patient Care AIDS Underground. And the winner, Health Education for Print, The Daily Observer Jamaica, producer Brittany Hutchinson for Painful. Welcome to the stage, please. Not quite, well, yes, there is a rep member of the Jamaica Observer team here. Excellent. We thank Mrs. Mauricia James. Those two awards, of course, brought to you with the kind compliments of Sagicor. Thank you so much, Mrs. James. And a round of applause, please, for her.
We now invite Mrs. Sheena Warner-Edwards, Communications Officer, Healthy Caribbean Coalition, to present our next award. Our next category, Healthy Nutrition Food Policy Print, sponsored by the Healthy Caribbean Coalition.
Before we go to our nominees, and as we of course get our next presenter to the stage, let's remind you, ladies and gentlemen, of the hard work of our Caribbean media professionals who day in, day out put out significant levels of commitment and sacrifice. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for all our media professionals across the region. So your nominees are Jamaica Observer, Unhealthy Foods More Affordable, Accessible. Parents urged to pack healthier foods in lunch bags. Mash down that.
RJRG Gleaner, Communications Group, Eating to an Early Grave. The sweeter, the better. Rice mix-up. The blood of Jesus is against that lying tongue. Nutrition policy pitched as a lifesaver for students.
CCN Trinidad Express, Ditching Unhealthy Pandemic Habits.
Special mention to RJR Gleaner Communications Group producer Corey Robinson, The Sweeter, the Better. And the winner, Healthy Nutrition Food Policy Print, RJR Gleaner Communications Group, producer Tanisha Mundell. The blood of Jesus is against that lying tongue. Wait a minute, let's see.
Well, anybody who said that the award, that category, that entry would not have won, the blood of Jesus is against that lying tongue. There you go. Our final award in the Theme Awards print segment this evening is coverage of disaster risk reduction print, sponsored by the UNDRR, the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, Latin America and the Caribbean. We invite Mr. Robert Rees, who is former General Manager of ZDK and also General Manager of Falmouth Harbor Yacht Club, to join us on stage to present this award. Welcome, Mr. Robert Rees. Here are your nominees. Jamaica Observer, farming the key, but harm to the environment aplenty. Charcoal sales more lucrative at Christmas time, but officials warn against the many dangers. Shut it down. RJR Gleaner Communications Group, unsanitary. Storm fears. Poor quality building blocks. Serious climate outlook for Kingston. More price shocks loom. CCN Trinidad Express. With floods, beware of leptospirosis. Guardian Media, disaster management. Well, special mention, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily Observer Jamaica producer Romardo Lyons. Shut it down. And the winner, coverage of disaster risk reduction print, RJR Communications, RJR Gleaner Communications Group producer Jovan Johnson, poor quality building blocks. Giovanni Dennis returns to collect this award on his colleague's behalf. And he says he's his best friend too, so special moment for him. We thank Robert Bobby Rees for, of course, presenting the award, former General Manager of ZDK and also General Manager of Falmouth Harbor Yacht Club. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, to all our nominees, special mentions and award winners in the Theme Award Sprint segment. Well done to you, and thank you to our sponsors and representatives for making this segment possible. We will have more after this. You're in tune with the Caribbean Media Awards, brought to you by the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, the CBU.
Antigua, but let me tell you, Bermuda is where it's at. We got coral reefs in one of the biggest bird sanctuaries in the Western Hemisphere.
Bermuda? Really? We got Nelson's Dockyard, English Harbor, and we got the party. Yeah! There's more people here than on your entire island.
Exactly, man. You come to Barbados, you get whole beaches to yourself, and not just beaches, pink sand beaches.
Pink sand? I'll take swimming with stingrays.
I'd rather be liming here, man. This rum punch, don't miss.
You know what else don't miss? Share Rocks, winner of Best Restaurant in the Caribbean.
3 times.
Well, trust me, people said our lobsters are pretty good too.
This lobster.
These waves!
These puns.
Antigua!
Gotta be Bermuda.
Valley Church Beach!
Oh, really?
Antigua!
Come on.
Bermuda!
What? Antigua!
Nah. Really?
Are you serious?
Why choose when you can have both?
Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't quite promise you no commercials, but limited commercial interruption. Welcome back to the Caribbean Media Awards for 2022. In many ways, digital media has changed the overall landscape and solidified its place in its many forms as an integral part of conversation. In fact, we have a public square, Twitter, now known as X. Has anybody X'd you yet? Anybody's gotten an X? Okay, all right. What do you say to your ex when you're Xing them on Twitter, formerly Twitter? Well, many of us turn here almost instinctively on a daily basis, connecting with our selected, trusted source of information, ensuring that we are constantly in the know. And with this in mind, we turn our attention now to Theme Awards Digital, as we begin with a focus on climate change. And here's a message from Head of Delegation, EU Ambassador Malgorzata Wasilvica.
Honorable representatives of the government of Antigua and Barbuda, representatives from the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, esteemed colleagues from the Communications and Media Fraternity, other distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings on behalf of all of us at the European Union delegation in Barbados. I am delighted to address you today on a topic that is of utmost importance to all of us, climate change. As we face the pressing challenges posed by this global crisis, I want to take a moment to recognize and celebrate the instrumental role the media plays in driving the climate change agenda. You are our eyes and ears, reflecting to us the realities on the ground. You are our voice, giving words to those who are impacted, to the vulnerable and the marginalized. Sometimes you are our conscience, reminding us of our role and action that we need to take. Caribbean journalists, reporters, and content creators have proven to be exceptional conduits of climate change content. In fact, climate change content on the internet often originates from the legacy media institutions, such as those represented here. The significance of this cannot be understated, as it emphasizes the vital role the mainstream press in the Caribbean plays in the success of our public awareness campaigns. We continue to rely on the reach and credibility of Caribbean media in our efforts to educate and inform the public about climate change. Tonight, we are honored to partner with the Caribbean Broadcasting Union to show our gratitude for the excellent work with this year's inclusion of the EU Media Awards on climate change. It is an opportunity to recognize their commitment and dedication. Tonight's celebration is, however, only a momentary pause as together we confront new challenges and explore new opportunities for our continued partnership in our common climate battle. Among these new opportunities will be our newly launched Euroclima initiative, which seeks to foster cooperation between the European Union, Latin American and Caribbean countries on climate-related matters. Euroclima will undoubtedly bring forth numerous stories and perspectives that we hope the Caribbean media will cover extensively. Euroclima is a vital component of our broader Global Gateway initiative, which provides a platform for promoting global solutions, investments, and public-private sector partnerships on climate change and building resilience. We anticipate the work to be done between our two regions will provide valuable insights and information on the latest developments in climate change and make it easier for journalists to access credible sources and data. I also use this forum to highlight our ongoing partnership with PAHO to support a broader understanding of the relationship between a changing climate and public health. Under the Regional Climate and Health Program, PAHO, in collaboration with the Media Institute of the Caribbean, facilitated training of over 50 Caribbean journalists and communicators from 19 countries. As we celebrate the significant achievements of Caribbean media, we commit to continuing to support your tireless efforts as the vanguards of information and change. Let us continue our journey together, leveraging the power of media to create a more sustainable and resilient future for our beautiful Caribbean region. Thank you once again for your outstanding contributions, and congratulations to all of the nominees.
Ladies and gentlemen, you would have heard from EU Ambassador Malgorzata Wasilewska of course, making that presentation. Another round of applause, please, for the tremendous work that the EU has been doing. For that message, we invite to the stage Ms. Tekla Fortinard, Communication Specialist of the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, 5Cs. That's the implementation partner for the Intra-ACP EU GCCA Plus project, Enhancing Climate Resilience in CARIFORUM countries. Our sponsor representative for our next 2 awards. So please welcome Ms. Tekla Fortinard. First up, Best Climate Change News Item Digital. The nominees are Guardian Media, COP27, What You Need to Know. Those who cause the problem should pay. US $150 million funding for green energy projects coming to Caribbean. What did COP27 accomplish? With less than 24 hours to go, talks at COP27 breakdown. Magnetic Media, Hurricane Nicole, a symbol of climate injustice. And the winner is Guardian Media, Trinidad and Tobago producer Kalain Hussein. US $150 million funding for green energy projects coming to Caribbean. Kalain Hussein making his 3rd coming to the stage. Excellent. Another round of applause. That was a little bit tepid. Of course, let's remind you, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the digital side of things. Next, Best Climate Change Investigative Report Digital. Also sponsored by Intra-ACP EU GCCA Plus project, Enhancing Climate Resilience in CARIFORUM countries. Our nominees are Newsroom Inc., Wales Gas to Energy Project, Fueling Guyana's Transition. CIJN, the climate test of Guyana's mangroves, the cost of being a climate change champion. In this category, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special mention. Caribbean Investigative Journalism Network, CIJN, producer Esther Jones, the cost of being a climate change champion. Applause, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, a special mention for Caribbean Investigative Journalism Network, Esther Jones, the cost of being a climate change champion. And the winner in this category, Best Climate Change Investigative Report Digital, Caribbean Investigative Journalism Network, CIJN, producer David Nathaniel Papana, the climate test of Guyana's mangroves. We hope that there is a representative of excellent. Thank you so much to our sponsor representative for our first 2 awards in the Theme Awards Digital segment, Ms. Tekla Fortinard. Another round of applause for Ms. Tekla Fortinard, please. And of course, the winner in that last award, Caribbean Investigative Journalism Network. We move on under the same theme to coverage of disaster risk reduction digital. Now, this next award is sponsored by the UNDRR, the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, Latin America and the Caribbean. Here's a word from our sponsor representative, Mr. Nahuel Arenas Garcia, Deputy Director of the UNDR, the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn to the screen.
Greetings to you all. It is with great honor that we participate today in the Caribbean Broadcasting Union's 54th General Assembly in Antigua and Barbuda. At the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, we firmly believe in the role of the media in building a safer future for all individuals. Risk-informed journalism plays a particularly crucial role in shaping decision-making, in fostering resilience across all sectors, and in achieving effective risk governance to create communication that can save lives. For instance, media support is of utmost importance in the implementation of the Early Warning for All initiative, a resounding call to action by the United Nations Secretary General to ensure that every person on Earth is protected by a multi-hazard early warning system within the next 4 years. Not only does people have the right to be protected, but also to be well informed, as media outlets present comprehensive scenarios that can empower communities, local and national governments, regional organizations, the private sector, and all stakeholders to make informed decisions to build sustainable development in our region. To this end, we have established a regional network of journalists and media outlets involving more than 200 members, to which we invite you all to join and to participate in. According to current climate projections, by 2030 the world is expected to face approximately 560 disasters annually, with an estimated of 37.6 million people living in extreme poverty as a result of climate change effects and disasters. We need media to play its role and contribute to changing these projections. On October 13, we commemorate the International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction, and this year we focus on combating the inequality to achieve a more resilient world. It is crucial to recognize that inequality creates the conditions that expose people and make them vulnerable to disasters. Therefore, reducing vulnerability to disasters requires that we address these dimensions comprehensively. To achieve this, we require the support of all sectors, including all media outlets. The future is built upon the actions taken today. And as Jamaican journalist and activist Marcus Garvey once reflected, what you do today inspires others to act in the future. The journalistic excellence we are celebrating today will be instrumental to achieve the future we deserve. Once again, I express my gratitude for having had the honor of participating in this event, and I reiterate my utmost confidence of all CBU leaders and members with whom we have forged a strong alliance that has allowed us to convey our message with greater impact and reach. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nahuel Arenas Garcia, Deputy Director of the UNDRR and sponsor of Coverage of Disaster Risk Reduction Digital, or NEXT Award. We now invite Mrs. Ledessa James Williams, Country Manager, CIBC First Caribbean, to the stage to present this award. Ladies and gentlemen, an applause please as she comes to the stage. Waiting. Behind. That's a good one. Here are our nominees. Guardian Media. UN spending $3.1 billion to fix early warning issue. UE launches new major in DRR, disaster risk reduction. UE, UNDR launches survey to study disaster risk reduction, DRR. RGR Gleaner Communications Group, plastic war widens. The winner in this category, Guardian Media Trinidad and Tobago producer, Kalain Hussein, UN spending $3.1 billion to fix early warning issue. His forthcoming. He says he's done it so many times he forgets. Yes, it's yours, Glenn. All right, our final award in the Theme Awards Digital category is Coverage of the COVID-19 Pandemic Digital. Joining us to present this award now is Mr. Richard Purcell, Vice President, Caribbean Broadcasting Union. We welcome him to the stage. Our nominees are Guardian Media, COVID-19 outbreak at Scarborough General Hospital. RJR Gleaner Communications Group, audit flags $400 million COVID spend with no formal contracts. CIJN, COVID-19 Reset Barbados. And the winner in this category, Caribbean Investigative Journalism Network, CIJN, producer Esther Jones, COVID-19 Reset, Barbados. Congratulations to all our nominees and winners in the segment Theme Awards Digital, and thank you to our sponsors. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I was about to say that we're getting warmer, but that would be too literal, so scrap that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our very own Asha Otto to set the stage for the rest of the evening. You will be amazed. Asha Otto, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please.
What an introduction. No pressure. Good evening, you guys.
You deserve it.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You guys, I wrote this song about my beautiful sweet island Antigua, and this song is called Home, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Hi. Oh yeah, you should know yeah, there's some places I love where we can go there, let me show you what it really feels like to have fun. Oh no, I know, no fair, and it's so clear, it's the people full of vibes and the shows, yeah, that's my home, yes. Liquor Island with Caribbean sun. So forget about your problems and leave them all behind. There's so much to do, so much to find. No worry about nothing, gonna have a good time. Ain't got nothing on my mind but home. Take me home. Take me home. Take me home to paradise. I wanna go home. Take me home, take me home, take me home where I feel alive. I don't have the island girls to dance with me today. I heard they were entertaining you last night, so I'm by myself tonight. Now when it's sundown, time for fun now. Watch the city come alive, it's going down now. Let's go downtown, eat plenty food and drink a liquor with your rum. Oh, pull up a chair now, let your hair down. We're relaxing and go move from here now. We're in the place now, this liquor island with Caribbean sun. So forget about your problems and leave them all behind. There's so much to do, so much to find. All about nothing, gonna have a good time. Ain't got nothing on my mind, but alright. Oh, take me home. Take me home. Take me home to paradise. I wanna go for the first time, welcome. We are so proud of our home here in Antigua and Barbuda. I know you miss it like I do, the only place I wanna go to. So whenever I'm feeling down, just take me home, take me now. And no matter how far I'll go, you're always in my heart and soul. It's the only place that I call home. Cause oh yes, you should know, yeah, there's some places where I love, we can go there. Let me show ya what it really feels like to have fun. Oh, take me home, take me home, take me home to paradise. I wanna go home, take me home, take me home, Lord. Take me home where I feel alive. Thank you so much, you guys. Congrats to everybody who won. My name is Asha Otto. Welcome to Antigua. Enjoy your stay while you're here. Thank you. Love you.
That was simply amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you agree? Thank you so much to Asha Otto. Fantastic voice. Now we continue with this evening's presentation of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union's Caribbean Media Awards for 2022. And we've got some exciting television content to highlight as we introduce our next segment, Theme Awards Television, with 9 categories to be recognized. Our first 4 awards in this category, proudly sponsored by the Intra-ACP EU GCCA Plus project, enhancing climate resilience in CARIFORUM countries. We invite again Dr. Colin Young, Executive Director of the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center 5Cs, the implementing partner, to join us on stage yet again. And he has ditched the jacket, ladies and gentlemen. He has adapted. Can't mitigate, you adapt. So first up in this category, Theme Awards Television, is Best Climate Change Documentary Television. Here are your nominees on screen.
Guardian Media Limited, Back to the Beginning.
To the Great Pyramids of Giza. It almost feels like the world has come back to its beginning.
COP27, no action, no future.
Increased extreme rainfall events, including stronger hurricanes and rising sea levels.
WESN Content Capital, 10 questions.
And that is a direct consequence of what the effects of climate change are.
Great Belize Productions, Engender docuseries.
Emissions and address human rights and social inequality is consistent with climate action.
The National Channel, Gems of Belize.
And while Belize is home to all of us, we sometimes struggle to live in harmony.
TTT, In Depth, UN Framework Convention on Climate Change.
To overcome these challenges based on the kind of talent that we have coming up in the ranks.
Keeping It Green, Recycling in Schools.
For recycling across Trinidad and Tobago. Form 5 student Alejandra Ragul believes her actions can change attitudes.
RJ Arglina, All Angles Sargassum Special.
This is what he's talking about. A seagrass or seaweed called sargassum.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give your put your hands together for our nominees, great nominees for Best Climate Change Documentary Television. But there can be only one winner, even if that winner has been to the stage before. Guardian Media Limited, CNC3 Trinidad and Tobago producer Kalain Hossein. COP27, no action, no future. We've started to lose count, ladies and gentlemen. Kalain is back. So we'll just say Kalain is back. welcome. We thank Dr. Colin Young, Executive Director of the Caribbean Community Climate Change Conference, or Climate Change Centers, 5Cs, for, of course, presenting that award. That won Best Climate Change Documentary Television. Our next award, Best Climate Change News Item Television. And we have a whopping 17 nominees in this category. Let's have a look at them.
RJR Glena, Life Underwater, Flooding in Halsall, Clarendon.
Although it has receded so far.
Fishing and Climate Change.
They're unable to feed their families.
If the current is good, can't get up to 300 pounds, 400 pounds.
Newsroom Inc. Oil giant Hess paying Guyana US $750 million.
Oil giant Hess Corporation.
Discover Guyana, resuscitating ecotourism in Nappy Village. Farming the Sun, GEA's solar farm project.
IDB is now farming the sun in another part of the country.
Letham closer to 100% cleaner renewable energy.
Will generate about 1.5 million units of energy.
Great Belize Productions, a space for children and youth at COP27.
So it's always been intertwined in what I do for enjoyment.
High tides and rough seas batter Monkey River.
Passageway, which is used by residents of the coastal community to get to work and school.
Private sector prepares for climate change.
Countries in the world that are most vulnerable to climate change events.
Protecting the natural habitat of big cats.
Food sources, strengths and weaknesses are part of an ongoing study.
Vulnerability and livelihood assessment for fisheries sector.
From 1991 to 2020.
Guardian Media, draft text of COP27 negotiations released.
Next week.
Talks held up. Biodiversity Day at COP27.
Companies ending the expansion of production as well as exploration.
CCN, Cabinet should force climate intervention.
From people in central Trinidad.
IDB and UE Inc. $0.9 million USD agreement.
Monitor the progress of all the blue carbon projects in our portfolio.
Sunset Beach coastal erosion.
Tasked with rehabilitating 26 of the country's most critical coastal zones.
Impact of adverse weather, bamboo settlement.
Meals, assisting residents as need be.
Ladies and gentlemen, a whopping 17 nominees in this category. A round of applause for them, please. Now, we have not one but two special mentions in this one. Two special mentions. The first, CCN TV6 Trinidad and Tobago producer Cindy Ragobar Tikrising Sunset Beach coastal erosion. Congratulations on the special mention for Cindy Ragobar Tikrising. The second special mention is Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, producer Dwayne Moody, videographer, editor Kenroy Michael, A Space for Children and Youth at COP27. And the winner of Best Climate Change News Item Television. Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, producer Dwayne Moody, videographer, editor Chris Mangar, vulnerability and livelihood assessment for fisheries sector. Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much to, of course, Dr. Colin Young for, of course, being back to present that award. And congratulations again, Great Belize Productions, Channel 5, Dwayne Moody, videographer, editor, Chris Mangar, vulnerability and livelihood assessment for fisheries sector. And now we present Best Climate Change Investigative Report Television. Here are your nominees.
RJR Glena, Impact of Climate Change on Sports in Jamaica and regionally.
Climate change.
COP27. agriculture in
The effects
Jamaica.
of dry spells and flooding all too well.
Great Belize Productions. Is Monkey River drowning?
Is 1 to 100.
Barranco residents plea for seawall.
River Village, Barranco is losing its beach to erosion.
Is Monkey River at risk of being wiped off the map?
Used to a village and now I will say it's just a settlement.
Mitigating sargassum in San Pedro town.
To keep the sargassum from beaching, and that has helped considerably.
Indigenous peoples and climate change.
But they deserve a principal seat at the negotiating table.
TTT, keeping it green, changing weather patterns affecting honey production.
Resource management, CAFE program applies sustainable practices to beekeeping.
And the winner is Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, producer Dwayne Moody, videographer, editor Kenroy Michael, and Rick Romero. Is Monkey River drowning? He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He never quite got to sit down. He's back. So, is Monkey River drowning? Well, the award is for that. Theme Awards Television continue with Best Climate Change Public Service Spot Television. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an immediate winner in this category. Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, producer Great Belize Productions Limited, videographer, editor Rick Romero, UNICEF Climate Change in Dangriga. Heartiest congratulations. We thank both Dr. Young and, of course, his senior member of staff there at 5Cs, that's the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, for helping us with the last 4 awards. We now move on to a category we all need to be familiar with: coverage of disaster risk reduction television. This award is sponsored by UNDRR, the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, Latin America and the Caribbean. We ask Mr. Steve Maxime, member of the CMA 2022 judging panel, to present this award. He was here with us before. He returns to the stage for this one. We ask that you give him another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, as he comes on stage. His second coming. And with 13 nominees, who will take the award this evening? Let's take a look.
RJ Arglina, Holland Bamboo under threat.
Appears intact, but down below reeks deterioration.
Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, St. Vincent rising from the ashes.
2021, that is dome exploding.
Great Belize Productions, Belize City ravaged by Hurricane Lisa.
The city were leveled.
Hurricane Lisa devastates Southside Belize City.
This weather come up and we unexpected.
Crewman Lagoon residents brace for impact.
Coast Guard officers had to risk their lives to rescue residents from rising waters.
Mass cleanup efforts show resilience after Hurricane Lisa.
Soldiers embarked on a massive cleanup of the city that was hardest hit by Hurricane Lisa.
The indigent population prepares for Hurricane Lisa.
In anticipation of a Category 1 hurricane.
Guardian Media, disasters and business in TNT.
Disaster-prone areas.
ODPM early warning system review.
Countries worldwide with a multi-hazard early warning system, but how effective is it?
ODPM gets new equipment.
Discussions with recommendation for the procurement of field tablet devices.
TTT, keeping it green, climate smart agriculture.
To farmers to bridge the knowledge gap.
CCN, Flashpoint,
yards, their homes, and any other available space that could take the torrents.
Sangre Grande Regional Corporation on storm preparedness.
Due to RAM, storms can be unpredictable, and heavy rainfall could have led to a lot of flooding.
Ladies and gentlemen, applause please for our nominees in this category. Of course, a reminder, coverage of disaster risk reduction television. And the winner of this is CCN TV6 Trinidad and Tobago producer Alicia Butcher, Flashpoint. Thank Mr. Maxime, of course, for joining us here, and of course, congratulations to TV6 Trinidad and Tobago, CCN TV6. In fact, congratulations to all our special mentions and winners for this evening so far. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for them. We now invite Mr. Keith Campbell, CBU Director, to present our next two awards. The Venerable Keith Campbell. Please welcome him to the stage. So, our next category is Advancement of Media and Information Literacy Television. Please take a look at the screen for the nominees in this section.
Newsroom Inc. Guyana earns billions from special carbon credits.
Out of the air.
Great Belize Productions. Piecework and the U.S. Embassy launch a media literacy program. On the Bright Side, rekindling the love of reading in San Antonio.
That's until two neighbors had a sit-down.
Importance of media literacy in the digital age.
Is that they must question things.
Youth with diverse abilities take on media responsibilities.
To people who are disabled.
TTT. The TTT story.
Attempted coup was made to pick up the pieces.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to hear the winner of this category? Didn't hear that properly. Okay, good one. So, the winner is Newsroom Inc. Guyana producer Vishani Raghuber. Shatanand Anood. Guyana made history by earning billions from special carbon credits, but what does that mean? Congratulations as we welcome the recipient to the stage. So Guyana made history by earning billions from special carbon credits, but what does that mean? Congratulations. Now, something we are all happy, ladies and gentlemen, to have moved on from for the most part. However, we commend those who work to keep us informed during this onerous time. Our next category, coverage of COVID-19 pandemic television. Now, here are your nominees.
RJR Gleaner, COVID traces in elite athletes.
Uses the lung regularly and who is fit metabolically to be at that level.
Great Belize Productions, Beyond COVID.
Advising. So we knew that certain public health measures had to keep going.
COVID Chronicles, senior citizens get their internet
to
groove
become
on.
TikTok famous or Instagram influencers. but some find themselves having fun and developing followers.
2 pediatric deaths since 2020. Majority of children recover.
No problem, they can see what working.
High demand lead to new testing sites.
Time, but we do the best that we can, and the public sees it and they recognize it.
The debate rages. Are parents prepared to send children to school?
To the device, as some of them do not have access to internet. I agree that the school's supposed to open back, but with precaution.
Guardian Media. 2 years of COVID-19.
August through November last year, following the August 2020 general elections.
Healthcare horrors, 72 hours for COVID-19 treatment.
Or get tested. Fortunately, they all did.
COVID-19 variant anniversary.
Advantageous mutation that actually allows that virus to be able to maximize replication.
CCN. The pandemic effect on children.
In 2022, there have been 33 to date from children, most of which were related to suicidal thoughts and harming themselves.
Managing COVID cases at home.
To say I am vulnerable and make sure I am COVID and vulnerable, check me please.
BA5 variant detected in TNT.
Friday before last week, and there was one BA5 detected on this Friday.
The nominees are in. The winner now, ladies and gentlemen, who brought us the best COVID-19 coverage, turns out to be Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, producer Vian Reyes, videographer Rick Romero, Beyond COVID. He's back for his 3rd time, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, he's collecting on behalf of his colleague. Congratulations to Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, producer Vian Reyes, videographer Rick Romero, Beyond COVID. And our thanks to Keith Campbell, the Venerable, for assisting us in distributing the last 2 awards. Now, Sagicor is the official sponsor of our next 2 awards, and so we invite Ms. Mauricia James, Assistant Vice President, Eastern Caribbean Operations and Branch Manager, Antigua Sagicor Life, Eastern Caribbean, Inc., to join us. First up, have a look at our nominees for Financial Literacy Journalism Television.
RJ Arglina, Jamaican Football Club search for viability.
If Williams gets his wish of listing at least 1 club on Jamaica's junior stock market.
Newsroom Inc. Government says increasing money value has severe implications.
Would equate to about 215 million Guyana dollars.
Spend wisely. Director of Consumer Affairs says.
She's grappling with the increased cost of the food items needed to make her mobby.
WESN Content Capital. NIB and you. Making sense.
And the long term.
Great Belize Productions. Carmelita students engage in tilapia farming.
The school introduced tilapia farming 7 years ago.
Curtailing the rising cost of fuel.
So make sure I have gas to go to work. And one of the things I do is to buy gas early in the morning.
Promoting and reviving cultural heritage through digital literacy.
How they are able to access information, but more importantly, how they have agency.
Young entrepreneurs prepare for super sale.
We're going to go online and try to find a name that is rare but unique and catchy.
Learning financial literacy for the future.
What it takes to start up and run a business.
CCN, MasterCard discusses its TNT presence.
The region.
Resilience of security markets in COVID.
Resilience.
Great work there. And firstly, a special mention. The first special mention, of course, is Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, producer Paul Lopez, videographer, editor Joel Wesby, and Kenroy Michael. Young entrepreneurs prepare for super sale. For super sale. So that's our special mention. Young entrepreneurs prepare for super sale. And the winner is Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, producer Paul Lopez, videographer, editor Rick Romero, learning financial literacy for the future. Great Belize Productions is back. Congratulations, of course, to our last awardee. Now, also sponsored by Sagicor, our final award in this segment, Theme Awards Television, Health Education Journalism Television. So Health Education Journalism Television. Interesting to note, we have 18 nominees for this award. 18. Take a look at them, please.
RJ Arglina. Physical activity is important.
Increase in obesity in children since the COVID-19 pandemic.
Diabetes and children.
At those early ages, that's going to protect them from the serious problems that you see in older diabetes.
Health concerns on UE 138 Hall of
A
Residence.
single laundry token has increased to $400 in a matter of months.
WESN Content Capital. What's up, Doc?
Does seem to play a role. It's not a major role in breast cancer.
Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. In the know, miscarriage.
And no heart rate was detected.
Great Belize Productions. COVID Chronicles, caring for kids
So you're
with
not
COVID.
able to console each other.
First ever kidney transplant in Belize planned.
Says he's ready to start transplanting kidneys in patients in Belize.
On the bright side, living heroes of
By
birth.
the end of the day, the goal is the same. We're still working to save life.
On the bright side, prosthetic hope.
Survive life. I could drive now. I could drive standard.
Small instrument, big difference.
Easy to use. Even a patient can understand its readings.
Guardian Media, flu or COVID-19.
COVID-19 is a disease caused by the infection of the SARS-CoV-2 virus.
PBCJ, Smile Bright Implant.
Marlon, I'm here to give you the good news. Procedure went well.
TTT, Health Check, first aid tips to save a choking victim.
CPR techniques.
Generation Next, Autism Advocates, Siblings and Friends
Some
Network.
could engage in a series of activities geared towards their holistic development.
See yourself, breast softies for women of color.
Royal Marsden Hospital and has changed the way the women of color once viewed the healthcare system.
CCN, rabies outbreak in Barrack Hole.
Each animal is a loss of anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000 each.
Standardizing treatment for NCD.
Initiatives the population would need to undertake a lifestyle change in moving forward.
NCN. Survivor story, Saskia Daniel.
Marrying she bone, and if she fall, she could get broken bone.
18 nominees for this award, ladies and gentlemen. And the winner of Health Education Journalism Television, WESN Content Capital, Trinidad and Tobago. What's up, Doc? And coming to receive this award on behalf of the recipient would be SG the Great, Sonia Gill. We thank you. We thank our sponsor Sagicor and our representative Miss Mauricia James for, of course, presenting those two last awards. Now, the Caribbean Broadcasting Union's Caribbean Media Awards for 2022 has been recognizing excellence in broadcasting and excellence across all platforms of media in the region. We thank the Caribbean Broadcasting Union for doing this, and we thank our media representatives for ensuring that every year they exhibit the finest journalistic work in the region. A hearty, warm round of applause for both the CBU and the media representatives, ladies and gentlemen. You would have been recognizing that I'm flying solo for the last few minutes. My compeer for this evening, Patrice, just was not 100%. She just was a little under the weather, but she'll be fine. So just in case you're wondering. We will be back after this with more of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union's Caribbean Media Awards. A short break.
You might have heard of Antigua, but let me tell you, Barbuda is where it's at. We got coral reefs in one of the biggest bird sanctuaries in the Western Hemisphere.
Barbuda? Really? We got Nelson's Dockyard, English Harbor, and we got the party. Yeah! there's more people here than on your entire island.
Exactly, man. You come to Barbuda, you get 4 beaches to yourself, and not just beaches, pink sand beaches.
Pink sand? I'll take swimming with stingrays.
I'd rather be liming here, man. This rum punch, don't miss.
You know what else don't miss? Shea Rocks, winner of Best Restaurant in the Caribbean.
3 times.
Well, trust me, people said our lobsters are pretty good too.
This lobster.
These waves.
These ponds.
Antigua. Gotta be Barbuda.
Valley Church Beach.
Oh, really? Antigua. Come on.
Barbuda.
What? Antigua.
Nah, really?
Are you serious?
Why choose when you can have both?
Warm welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as if you weren't aware, to the Caribbean Media Awards for 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't you agree what an incredible night we've had so far? We're pleased to be your hosts, your host for this evening. Certainly, Patrice would have joined you earlier, with the honor of recognizing excellence in media in the Caribbean region. Now, hosting awards of this nature is no easy task, and would not be possible without our generous sponsors, and the Caribbean Broadcasting Union is already looking ahead to hosting next year's awards. We now invite Dr. Cleveland Sam of the Nature Conservancy Caribbean Division with a very special announcement.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed, but please permit me to acknowledge His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams, Governor General of Antigua and Barbuda. Good evening, sir. As well as the executive and members of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. The Caribbean is one of the world's most ecologically diverse regions. The region is home to iconic wildlife, rich marine biodiversity, many of them endemic species. That is, species that are only found in the region or in many cases on one island. The candy cane snail in Haiti and the Antigua rock iguana in the British Virgin Islands readily come to mind. These characteristics make the Caribbean region a priority for ecological conservation worldwide. In particular, the Caribbean boasts very high coral reefs, seagrass beds, mangroves, and beaches. Just ask our Antiguan friends, they boast of 365 beaches here. The Caribbean is also home to 10% of the world's coral reefs. However, coral reefs face significant challenges: warmer waters that lead to bleaching, acidic ocean as a result of climate change, pollution and unsustainable fishing practices also destroy coral reef ecosystems. For the past 40 years, the Nature Conservancy has been protecting the breathtaking beauty that makes the Caribbean the unique paradise that it is for the resources that sustain the millions of us who live here. The Nature Conservancy works in 17 Caribbean islands and territories, and we have offices in the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, Grenada, which serves the Eastern Caribbean, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, and the United States Virgin Islands. Our portfolio of conservation work in the region spans several areas including marine management, climate adaptation and resilience, coral restoration, mangrove restoration, and fisheries management, just to name a few. The Nature Conservancy therefore values greatly the opportunity to collaborate with the Caribbean Broadcasting Union to support the 2024 round of CBU Caribbean Media Awards. In this regard, TNC will sponsor 2 Caribbean Media Awards in 2024 that highlight excellence in environmental journalism reporting. The awards will be as follows. The TNC CBU Award for Excellence in Environmental Reporting on Coral Reefs. This award will be presented for the story that best captures the issues surrounding the state, whether positive or negative, of a particular reef or reef system in the Caribbean, in a Caribbean island or a series of islands. The award will be for a documentary-style feature produced for digital media. The second award is the TNC CBU Award for Excellence in Environmental Reporting, Mangrove or Coral or Seagrass Beds. The award will be for a new style story produced for print. These awards are TNC's way of expressing appreciation for journalists and the media houses who produce stories about critical environmental issues to act as an incentive to other journalists and media houses to do likewise. See you in Belize in 2024.
Belize is getting a lot of plug, and it will be fantastic. Wouldn't you agree? Belize, let me hear you. All the Belize, let me hear you. There you go. So we look forward to, of course, so how many awards, new awards now have we gone, SG and President? We got, yes, no, enough. No, there you go. All right. We had awards, we had new announcements last night. We're having announcements tonight again. Possibly before the end of the night, we might have more announcements. Who knows? All right. So, great to hear about another award for next year. We thank, of course, the great news. We, of course, look forward to next year's presentation in Belize. Now, joining us on stage to present the awards in this category, we welcome Dr. Claire Grant, President of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. Round of applause, please, for Madam President. Now, as Dr. Grant makes her way to the stage, we begin the special award segment with a focus on advertising. Here are your nominees for Best Commercial Spot Television.
ESN Content Capital, Sandy Point.
Activity from the nylon pool to the local nightlife.
Road Trinbago.
You can get information on planting material for sale at the main stations of the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries.
Fan Zone.
Visit our website, fanzonett.com, to make your purchase today.
Great Belize Productions, Beyond COVID
People
promo.
living with HIV.
KTV The Remix, Season 4 promo.
KTV The Remix, Season 4.
My Lights, 3 locations.
Go to my lights, go to my lights.
Channel 5 Christmas Card 2022. Environmental protection.
Facility will reduce the current impact on the environment by reducing emissions per cruise and cargo ship.
So remember, Best Commercial Spot Television, that's where we are. The winner is Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5, produced by Great Belize Productions Limited, videographer Rick Romero, editor Joel Wesby, Christmas Card 2022. Christmas Card 2022. Now here are your nominees for Best Public Service Spot Television.
WESN Content Capital, COVID-19 PSA.
Seek medical attention.
Great Belize Productions, Mental Health, Youth Advocacy.
Being able to communicate more with professionals.
GIS Barbados, UNDP human trafficking.
$2 million sentenced to life imprisonment or both.
UNDP human trafficking. 3.
She didn't even give me what we agreed to.
Teleislas, responsible
Best
tourism.
experience of your life. Hashtag responsible tourism.
We have a special mention in this category for Best Public Service Spot. Congratulations to our special mention, Barbados Government Information Service producer Paula Harper Grant, UNDP Human Trafficking Video 3. Congratulations for the special mention there. And the winner is Teleslas Channel, San Andres Island, Colombia. Producers Jessica Cifuentes, Julius Bent, Responsible Tourism. Showing, of course, the reach and scope of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. Congratulations again, Teleslas Channel, San Andres Island, Colombia. Producers Jessica Cifuentes, Julius Bent, Responsible Tourism. Next in line this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Public Service Spot Radio, and it's straight to our winner. ICRT, Instituto Cubano de Radio y Televisión, Radio Encyclopedia. Producer Alfredo Zamora Mustelier, Drugs Silence You. Congratulations. And of course, Madame S.G. Sonia Gill returns to collect this award on behalf of Instituto Cubano de Radio y Televisión. We thank you so much to Dr. Claire Grant, President of the CBU, and of course our thanks to the Madame S.G. Sonia Gill for, of course, collecting on behalf of the winners who are not present. We welcome Mr. Trevor Parker, Director of Technical Services at Antigua Broadcasting Services, to assist us with our next 2 awards. A round of applause, please, for Trevor Parker, please. So, this one is Best Documentary Program Radio. The nominees are RGR Gleaner, Schools Under Siege, IRFM, Jamaica, Children's Cry, ICRT, that's the Instituto Cubano de Radio y Televisión, By an Iron's Way. And before we get to the winner of Best Documentary Program Radio, we have a special mention. IRFM Jamaica, producer Maisha Brody, Children's Cry. Congratulations on the special mention. And the winner is Instituto Cubano de Radio y Televisión, producer Elizabeth Alvarez Hernandez, By an Iron's Way. In the absence of this, the recipient, again, Madame S.G. Sonia Gill will collect on their behalf. We ask Mr. Trevor Parker to stay with us for the next award in this one. Our final award in this special awards category is Best News Item Radio. The nominees are RJR Gleaner Communications Group, Jamaica, Cost of Living Crisis in Jamaica, Intimate Partner Violence in Jamaica, Schools Request Increase in School Seeding Allocation, School Feeding Allocation through PATH. And the winner, well, how many networks did we say a while ago? Okay, so we know which network it is. No prizes for guessing that, but which news item is it? RGR Gleaner Communications Group, producer Giovanni Dennis, Cost of Living Crisis in Jamaica. And we know that Giovanni is here. He was here before with us. Welcome again to the stage, Giovanni. Congratulations to Giovanni Dennis, Cost of Living Crisis in Jamaica, and we thank Mr. Trevor Parker for presenting the awards in this category. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're nearing the end of this evening's presentation, but of course we have more exciting television awards to present before we wrap up. We'd like to acknowledge our television and online audience and our audience around the region, and I dare say around the world. Thank you so much for viewing. We appreciate your company. Now this next segment, Production Awards Television, 88 nominees compete for 6 awards. 88 nominees competing for 6 awards. We now invite Nashita Richards, who is Director of Programming at ABS Television Antigua, to join us on stage to do the honors and help us present the awards in this category. A round of applause, please, to welcome Ms. Nashita Richards. So here are your nominees for our first award, Best Documentary Program Television.
RJR Gleaner, COVID-19 Pandemic, The Jamaican Story.
Outbreak, the lessons learned, where we are in the fight, and where we need to go.
All Angles Sargassum Special.
This is what he's talking about. A seagrass or seaweed called sargassum.
Girl from Woodhole.
Power conferred on me by subsection 1 of section 70 of the Constitution of Jamaica do hereby appoint you to be Prime Minister.
Newsroom Inc. Discover Guyana, a Hindu
for
wedding.
all occasions. But mostly you can still depict a bride because her henna work is more intricate.
Screefy Foundation, Ricondre Stranantongo.
En dat is er nu niet meer vanwege de koloniale taalpolitiek.
Ricondre Kinderspellen van Vroga.
Geweldige sporten te gaan doen. Als je niet zo goed in de centjes staat, kinderen die speelden gewoon thuis.
Ricondre Kinderliederen van Vroga.
Van alle kinderen evenveel mute. En de etenstijd, dan zong ze dit lied.
Ricondre Directen van Suriname.
Hier heb ik dan een beetje met die Surinaamse keuken in contact gekomen, een keertje koffie eten en dat soort zaken.
Suriname stond in de slavernijperiode bekend om de verschillende producten die er werden verbouwd, zoals suiker, koffie, cacao en katoen.
PBCJ, Courage and Purpose, from the mainland to the diaspora.
Particularly Jamaica. Where from? Bihar and Bengal.
TTT, In the Music.
The cultural identity for me is everything. It's at the core of who you are. Once you come into that sense of knowledge of self, there's a consciousness as well.
The Better Half, Mrs. Sharon Rowley.
We had occupied since our marriage in 1985.
CCN, Roy Keep, the man, the myth, the legend.
To find out how it all began.
My grandmother and my grandfather came from Grenada.
Telly Islas, Caribbean culture.
Eat rendang, tamarind balls, fried fish, we dance calypso and mento.
New Providence.
Raizal de esta comunidad de Providencia Isla. Llevo 32 años laborando con esta comunidad.
Island Personage.
Toledo lo trajo al mundo Miss Eloise Toledo, fruto de su amor con Bertie Stephens.
Guardian, Concordat.
Students of Sacred Heart Girls Roman Catholic School recite the first 2 decades of the Rosary before their first class.
Wow, fantastic. By the way, just to give our audience, especially online, an indication that producing documentaries takes a whole lot of effort and work. So we have a special mention, RGR Communications Group, Television Jamaica, producers Giovanni Dennis, Dion Jackson Miller, Shernette Johnson, Ivan Shaw, Kimar Harris, Milton Reed, Houghton West, and Wendy Rudd. Girl from Woodhall, the story of Portia Simpson Miller. A special mention, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to RJR Gleaner Communications Group Television Jamaica, girl from Woodhall. And the winner is Guardian Media CNC3 Trinidad and Tobago, producer Ryan Baku Concordat. Our thanks to, of course, our colleague from Guardian Media, CNC3 Trinidad and Tobago, producer Ryan Baku Concordat. Now here are the nominees for Best Magazine Program Television.
WESN Content Capital, AM Prime.
In the streets and shouting the same thing. That is not necessarily, that doesn't go deep.
Nicole Larson Show.
After and not knowing that God has now placed me in a position now to advocate for persons who are differently able.
TTT, Penny on Point, the Honorable Shamfa Kujo.
I felt like I was losing my mind, and I just used to get out on the road and run, and that would ease every stress.
NCN, Inbox, episode 52.
Who continue to be an inspiration to other women who are and aren't diagnosed with cancer.
Focus on the Hinterland, episode 7. Inbox, episode 34.
Yes, sir. Because the organization of hemp will provide thousands of new jobs for young people.
Impacting communities, Highway 4 Lane.
Road network. And here, the road network continues from Echoes to Providence.
Tele-Islas, Viwi Weekend.
States from Africa, from the whole Caribbean. So all this mixture bring to something magical.
So, again, Best Magazine Program Television. We also have a special mention in this award category. WESN Content Capital, Trinidad and Tobago, Nicole Larson Show. Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. And the winner is TTT, Trinidad and Tobago, producers Penny Gomez and Colin Graves, presenter Penny Gomez, editor NH Productions TT, Penny on Point, the Honorable Shamfa Kodjo. So, again, the Venerable SG will do the honors to collect on their behalf. How many times has the SG come up to collect today? Are we keeping track? Four times, okay. Thank you so much, Madam President, for keeping track. All right, so congratulations, of course, to TTT for that most recent award. Now, this next award category, Best News Item Television, leading the way with 27 nominees. 27. Be prepared to be amazed. Have a look.
RJR Gleaner, a treacherous trek. Scam.
Turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. Still, no items, no refund.
Newsroom Inc., top performer and trench cleaner's son, first in family to complete high school.
Sending little money to school.
Chowtal singing an integral part of
part of the observance of Pagad.
RJR Gleaner, guard rings in school.
The ring involved in this unfortunate incident
was ritualized.
Popping Molly.
Had her first encounter with Molly at the age of 17.
Which I did not give him the okay to put it in my drink,
Transportation crisis.
Intersection, and as it turns out, scores of people line the streets as they wait for a bus.
Great Belize Productions. Amnesty hubs wrapping up.
Who are still living in Belize illegally, who have not taken advantage of the opportunity to seek amnesty.
Breaking the bias in agriculture.
Is it?
It is depending where you want to go ahead and work.
COVID Chronicles. Is it time to get rid of curfew?
You want them to keep a curfew or you want them to remove it?
The country more peaceful with curfew.
Farmed to perfection.
Or me, I will not buy it. I can get the money to buy fuel from something else.
Gales Point villagers to Vulcan. Go away.
Dangerous for us. Tearing down our hills when hurricanes and stuff, these are the things that help us.
Guardian Media, fire season.
What should you do? Well, the Forestry Division is saying call any of their hotlines as well as engage the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service.
TNT to host regional geological conference.
And to develop some strategies for yourself and for your countries.
Lights out for Trinidad.
Lights went out on several homes across Trinidad, and 9 water facilities were also without power, causing water supply disruptions across Trinidad.
Grand Riviere turtles take to the big screen.
Hiding, we kill turtles in the sea.
GBN, please help Rochelle.
Her situation just go down, like down and down every day.
TTT, see yourself. Project Building Blocks Empowering Farmers.
By implementing initiatives that can assist in reducing the guns and gang violence in communities.
I Love Tobago, Venus to the rescue.
And I did it as a joke and it ended up blossoming into this animal rescue hub.
Hearing impaired national football team.
As I said before, it has never been happened before, and it's the first time it's a deaf team, and they're excited about it.
CCN, Manzanilla Maroon.
Whoever, we need you here. People suffering.
Police, army, stop scrap iron protest.
You don't want to have a hungry mob on your hand. 6 months, men cannot wait for the next 6 months, you know what going on?
Penal woman sheltering 90 dogs.
Absolutely not. People need to stop dumping the animal. Instead of doing that, I want them to spay and neuter.
Shahira celebrates birthday at TV6.
There aren't many professionals trained to deal with adults on the autism spectrum.
NCN, Daniel Dowding's story.
Put God first in everything and all things that you do. You will always find a way to take you out of whatever situation that you are in.
Outstanding Indigenous military officers. Shaq and Kobe aquaponics journey.
For their families, and aquaponics has given them that opportunity.
27 nominees, ladies and gentlemen. So, high quality work, significant work and investment in time and passion, sweat equity put into those. Special mention first to RJR Gleaner Communications Group, Television Jamaica producers Anthony Lugg, Glenford Campbell, and Houghton West, Transportation Crisis. And the winner, CCN TV6 Trinidad and Tobago producers Urvashi Tiwari Rupnarain and Emmanuel Nunes, Manzanilla Marooned. Congratulations to CCN TV6 Trinidad and Tobago. And our next award is Best Investigative Report Television. Have a look at the screen, please.
RJR Gleaner, a treacherous trek.
So a strawberry
scam
turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. Still, no items, no refund.
RJR Gleaner, All Angles investigates work and travel misfortune.
Building to building, the pressure went up high.
Nowhere to walk, sidewalk, shops,
The
crisis.
police have been doing a lot of enforcement in a bid to clamp down on the illegal street vending.
Cocaine use in Jamaica.
It was not right, so I don't see nothing wrong.
But the feeling only lasts for a short period of time.
WESN Content Capital, site.
Third highest homicide rate of 13 murders per 100,000 people.
Newsroom Inc. Discover Guyana, Siriki Shell Mounds.
And approximately 4 miles up an estuary of the river.
The life of a lone nighttime fisherman.
At sea.
I fish in the water is an advantage.
RJR Gleaner, CDF allocation.
Has to meet every year, which is shocking to me.
Bumpy road for Heartland's farmers.
Now we want to know where that place identified.
Great Belize Productions, a closer look at contraband, a special report.
To smuggle goods across undetected.
Confusion over land in Bella Vista.
In Punta Gorda, when I went there, the person there showed me the map, and they told me that that land doesn't even exist.
Haitian nationals detained overnight.
Actually, it was a nightmare. It was the worst nightmare.
Saskatoon FOB under serious threat of erosion.
But to enforce all our maritime laws within our sea spaces.
Tracing illegal firearms in Belize.
That operation saw the arrest of 510 individuals.
CCN, 5 and under versus under 5.
The significance of either the 5 years and under or under 5 years.
RJR Gleaner, lack of infrastructure for the disabled community at sporting venues.
A round of applause for the nominees, please. Again, Best Investigative Report, Television. We have two special mentions. RJR Communications Group, Television Jamaica. Producers, Giovanni Dennis, Ivan Shaw, Jelani Campbell, Paul Davis, Marvin Moody, Dion Jackson Miller, and Javon Gordon. All Angles investigates work and travel misfortune. That's the first of our special mentions. The second of our special mentions, CCN TV6 Trinidad and Tobago producer Cindy Raghubar Tikar Singh, 5 and under versus under 5. And the winner is Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5 producer Dwayne Moody, videographer editor Rick Romero, tracing illegal firearms in Belize, origins and the interventions. Our thanks to, of course, our commendation for both the special mentions and, of course, the winner, Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5. As we continue in this category, Production Awards Television, this evening, here are your nominees for Best Comedy Item Television.
WESN Content Capital, We Comedy Jam. Great Belize Productions. Belizean fishermen claim to have seen mermaid.
You've heard it. These seasoned fishermen claim they experienced the first mermaid sighting in Belize.
Teleislas, Sweet Friday. TTT, Penny on Point, Ian Allen.
Hey, my partner, but don't worry, keep it inside, we keep it inside. Anything good watch could use back.
Best Comedy Item Television. Well, you were already cracking up, right? Just seeing those snippets. And we've only got a special mention for this one, and that goes to, as I said, a special mention. That goes to TTT Trinidad and Tobago producers Penny Gomez and Colin Graves, presenter Penny Gomez, editor NH Productions TT, Penny on Point, Ian Elaine. So with 18 nominees, our next award is Best Entertainment Program Television. Have a look at the nominees, please.
RJR Gleaner, 10 Fascinating Jamaicans in 2021.
With our short TikTok skits.
WESN Content Capital, We Christmas. Newsroom Inc., Behind the Vibes, Moko Moko.
You understand? And working relentlessly with regards to your talent.
NCN, CPL Vibes Day 1. Driving tourism through music.
Yeah, this is it. And you ain't finding it nowhere else. You only finding it right here. And that's the fact. You ain't finding this nowhere else, you know.
Great Belize Productions, Christmas Chord Recital. KTV, the Remix Season 4 Finale. Open Your Eyes, New Year's Special.
That is sparkling white wine.
Sparkling white wine. Oh, it's sparkling.
Remember, champagne comes from Champagne Village in France.
Open Your Eyes, Summerfest 2022.
Children. After all the performances today, we could definitely say we have some talented kids here.
Kevin Jackson Productions, Pre-Dis Show, Episode 618. TTT, 12 and Under Season Finale.
And not every talented person has that star quality.
Live for Local, Yoichi's Watanabe's Pan Influence.
Become like my ultimate dream of an engineer.
Penny on Point, Ronnie McIntosh.
Butterfly, never do the butterfly.
Next 99.1 FM, One Big Bad Virtual Fest. CCN, He Lives, a Celebration of Life. Veterans Calypso Show Part 2.
I'll see that their legacy remains.
Best of Carnival, Dimashqa.
Costumes didn't hold back, going all out for pieces that shipped, danced, and even floated across the stage.
Telly Islas, Clip Fest, Real Rise Up.
18 nominees, Best Entertainment Program Television. And the award goes to WESN Content Capital, Trinidad and Tobago, We Christmas. And in the absence of a representative, Ms. Sonia Gill, CBU Secretary General, will collect on their behalf. This is her 5th sojourn to the stage. So we've come to the final segment of our awards, ladies and gentlemen. Time flies when you're having fun, wouldn't you say? Now, of course, it's a night for us to celebrate, to grasp the hard work in media around the region, and I'm happy that we've had the opportunity to acknowledge and recognize the efforts of our colleagues in the industry. And I'm pretty sure you also are happy about having that opportunity to recognize their hard work. Now it's time to place our content creators in the spotlight with our next 4 awards. And to help us with our next 2 awards, we invite, well, actually not quite. We invite Mrs. Erna Mae Brathwaite to help us, to come to the stage to help us for this award. Could we have a round of applause, please, for Mrs. Erna Mae Brathwaite? And while Mrs. Brathwaite comes to the stage, our first award, Best Videographer. Here's the look at the nominees.
Great Belize Productions, Chris Manga.
The shark population in Belize was at serious risk of disappearing.
Kenroy Michael.
San Jose Nuevo Palmar, a small village on the outskirts of Orange Walk Town,
comes alive every year on the second Sunday of October.
Daryl Miguel.
What they do is that since they're beautiful, they like to care of it, and they water a lot and water so often, and that's what kills the orchids.
Rick Romero.
This is on a 600-acre property, and we have 31 accommodations. We have 31 rooms.
George Tillett.
The river that Customs Officer Adrian Rancharan speaks of is the Rio Hondo, the northernmost tributary that forms a natural border with Mexico.
So best videographer. The award for best videographer goes to Kenroy Michael, Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5. Now here are your nominees for Best Producer. As we prepare to look at the stage, may I ask to take the privilege and the pleasure to invite His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams to take to the stage to make this presentation, as we thank Mrs. Brathwaite for the last presentation. So here are your nominees for Best Producer, ladies and gentlemen.
R.J.R. Gleaner, Giovanni Dennis.
Now I say, now look, this is where we had reached, this is where we got stuck. How do we get out of this pothole?
PBCJ, Carol Francis.
And symbol of the collective memory of India. It's described as a declaration of India's glory and power.
Great Belize Productions, Hurricane Lisa coverage.
St. John's Biani. This is me standing, and this is only after a short period of rains.
CBC Barbados, Doriel
Yes, and we invite everybody to the garrison, and we have a good time.
So, Best Producer, ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to winner Doriel M. Vaughan of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, Barbados. And in the absence of a representative of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, Barbados, we invite as ever Madame S.G. Sonia Gill to accept the award. So, we now go to our winner for this next award, Best Director. The award for Best Director goes to Rick Romero of Great Belize Productions Limited, Channel 5. Congratulations to Rick Romero. We also go straight to our winner for Best Sound Engineer. The award goes to Giovanni Dennis of RGR Gleaner Communications Group, Jamaica. want to thank Sir Rodney Williams, Governor General, and congratulations to our talented awardees, sound engineers, directors, producers. Not going to be producing much without those. Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at our final award for this evening. To present the coveted People's Choice Award, we invite Dr. Claire Grant, President, Caribbean Broadcasting Union, who is right next to me, to present this award. The nominees for People's Choice Award are Antigua Observer Newsco Limited, The Headkerchief, Great Belize Productions, On the Bright Side, The Old Men of Casa Chancan, Revisiting the Ancient Maya World at Zunitunich, Say Yes to the Dress with Project Royalty. On the Bright Side, 25-year-old mother completes high school. From high school dropout to high school graduate. Ladies and gentlemen, now the People's Choice Award goes to Antigua Observer Newsco Limited, The Headkerchief, produced by Joan C. Hillhouse. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam President, Dr. Claire Grant, President of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, for presenting our final award, the People's Choice Award, Antigua Observer Newsco Limited. Well, congratulations to all our awardees, ladies and gentlemen. Well done to all our nominees and our awardees. Thank you all to category sponsors and to next year's sponsors as well. You heard of several new prizes, new awards next year. The CBU's CMA is getting bigger and better, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the board of directors. Congratulations to all the executives of the CBU. Don't you agree? We also want to thank our award presenters as well, and a special thanks to Mrs. Erna Mae Brathwaite, General Manager of ABS Television here in Antigua, ABS TV Radio, as well as a member of the board of the CBU. We want to thank you to the Caribbean Broadcasting Union for making this award ceremony possible. We really appreciate the hard work that went into this exercise. We acknowledge Rochelle Johnson, producer of tonight's CMA Awards. A round of applause for Rochelle Johnson, please. And her entire team. And it was a big team. But special mention of members of this team, Marlon Carr, Stephen Mullings, and Seth Joseph. A round of applause for them, please. Aren't we looking forward to Belize in 2024? Belize promises us a show we will never forget. They say they will try to match this one and go a little better. Belize, am I right? Better? Well, to be fair, you will have more awards to present. We thank you so much to everyone, and we want to say a special thank you to His Excellency, the Governor General of Antigua Barbuda, His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams, who not only graced us with his presence and made Government House possible for us to use and accessible to us, but also gave us a bit of a, as we'd say in Jamaica, brota. Mr. Campbell, brota, by making his presence felt to make awards. A round of applause, please, for the Governor General. And on that note, we ask you, ladies and gentlemen, please to stand, if you're able to, for the exit of Governor General, for the departure of Governor General, His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams. ask, however, that you do not, for the rest of you in the audience, that you do not leave, because there are cocktails available, there's entertainment available, there's music. We ask that you stick around to enjoy the cocktails. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. You've been a great audience. A round of applause to congratulate yourself as we wrap this evening. Thank you so much.
It got me going crazy.